Just want to do a quick update on my Boneshatter build for a more casual player, level 94. Defenses are slowly getting there. With not moving, I'm at 60k armor, 43 while moving. I obviously have Molten Shell and a pot, which will make those go up as well. So it helps on the defense side. Resistances are all capped and overcapped. Stun and bleed immune. I can't be basically stopped by freeze or chill due to the ascendancy, so don't really worry about it here. The shock immunity is the one thing I still do definitely kind of want to work on. Gear's upgraded a bit since last time. Got a new axe. It's fairly nice. DPS on it's 836 and it's all physical, which definitely helps. Helm, just a lot of armor and some resistances, not too much going on there. The implicits, as on all the gear, I just haven't got a lot of acres yet, so that's a slow process that is ongoing. Chest piece finally upgraded to a 6-link, something I picked up pretty cheap on trade. Keycraft, I think, for this build is the Fizz taken as, so getting that put on there was definitely a nice improvement. Still using the Carnage Heart, just haven't gotten anything better. The attributes and the resistances are hard to get away from, and the Leech obviously is very nice on Boneshatter build. Rings upgraded a little bit as well. Again, focusing really heavily on getting the resistances. And then on channeling skills, mana cost has definitely made a big impact on just quality of life. Other ring, again, very similar. Tano I have not changed. I did get a Magnate. Seems to be pretty common for most people. Very happy with it. Again, you can definitely see when that triple damage comes in, it definitely chunks away the life. And then boots, again, no real change, going for movement speed and chaos resist as well. Again, these were our intermediary boots, so didn't even go with a full craft. Definitely got my flasks a little more in line. Not great, but trying to slowly build up what I need. But I'll just show off a quick map, just a tier 16 Crimson Temple, nothing too crazy, 95%. No mods that are really, kind of disastrous for me. We'll also throw in a Nico Scarab and a Cartography Scarab. Actually, we won't, because I forgot I do not yet have the 5th slot, so we will just do those. And I guess we have Maven Influence as well, so why not? Again, my ability to build is still quite excellent, which I definitely enjoy, through the Leap Slam and just general movement speed. We are using Blood Rage. When things take a little bit longer to kill, I'll definitely throw in a totem or two. And if stuff gets really bad, we'll go something a little bit more. Have gone a little bit into essences, but we'll do Blood Rage, sets of totems, and you can see they definitely go down fairly quickly. Get out of those. Food filter is still pretty open. Keep meaning to change it, but I'm still doing Chaos Recipe just to make a little bit of extra currency. I do have the node in the Atlas where basically getting the Sulfurite Mine Nico nodes increases movement speed, damage, and that kind of stuff, so makes the maps a lot easier. You can see most packs, even up to blue ones, it's pretty much a one-shot. And they blow up, which is nice. So we got our boss here, drop our totems. Get out of the red stuff. A nice Awaken gem, kind of nice. It's the first one I've actually gotten this league, so though not ideally the one I would want. And I'll show the skill gems in a second. I've made a couple changes, mostly trying to maximize what POE shows. I do still pick up armor scraps and whetstones. I know a lot of people don't, but whetstones can be traded at the vendor 8-to-1 for classic baubles, which I find are, for me at least, are needed all the way into the league. And armor scraps can be turned for whetstones, so since the conversion rate is not fantastic on them, it's definitely nice to be able to just kind of stockpile those a little bit. That Ice Nova still does chunk me, but never dying from it yet, but it's something I usually try to get out of and just usually fail. Do have Harbingers, again, nothing super heavy in the maps, but it's just lots of little things to get extra currency, and again, the Orb of Annulments from these guys are nice, be it in shard form or otherwise. But as you can see, most things die extremely quickly. Yellows definitely take a little bit more, but again, with the defenses, it's something that I can just stand there and face tank, which is pretty nice just from a newer player perspective. Definitely don't want to stand in that, and of course I did. I have done, I don't know if I'd say a fair, but I've definitely done some in League Mechanic, somewhere in the 200 range. Looks like that's it. When it comes to the ranking, really enjoying it. It's definitely a bit challenging on a melee character, but definitely doable. On the links, again, like I said, went to a 6 link. We have Boneshatter, just level 20. I tried valing it and was unsuccessful, and just have not gotten one better. Trying to save it for the Divergent. Running Fortify support, again, trying to stay a little more tanky. Brutality, very nice, especially since I went away from the elemental damage on the axe, so I'm now full physical, which makes that obviously a very good support. Ruthless is still very strong. I've gone back and forth between Impale and Close Combat. Right now Impale seems to show a little stronger on POE, so that's where I'm at. And then melee physical damage is on there for my last link. Could probably consider swapping out melee phys for Close Combat, but again, when it comes to a lot of the things in the Trail of Ancestors, staying a little bit more max range is a little bit helpful when I can. So I'm not sure if this is better or worse than Close Combat, but it is what I'm using at the moment. I would like to, I finally picked one up. Picked up the Honor Tattoo of the Paw, which gives the melee hits Fortify. And so I do have the note on the tree, just a 30 strength note over here, that I would like to consider swapping out that Fortify gem. I haven't seen any other builds do it, so I'm a little bit nervous that I'm missing something, so haven't made that decision yet, but that is why I haven't. Plus, at the time, I did not have enough strength to get to the 400 strength requirement on the triple damage here, so I am now safely there with 464, but I was not initially. Have changed a couple things I did originally go over on this part of the wheel, and got rid of that to save some points and gain a little more strength. Again, I was thinking in the last video talked about not being completely sure how much to lean into regen versus leech. So I do have these regen nodes, which most people don't have. That does give me a regen right now of 730, which just from a quality of life perspective feels good to me. Again, more is always better from some perspective, but and I'm sure it's not doing heavy lifting compared to leech, but it's something that again has worked for me so far. Heading towards this jewel socket next. Would like to get a Storm Shroud jewel and some boots that handle my shock resistance and just become element immune, just to make things a little bit safer. Also flip the point here on the armor. That 20% is better than the 150 and 10%. Not by a lot, but enough that it was worth the regret orb to do it. Otherwise, not a lot has changed on here. Again, one thing I think I mentioned, but I do take this Armor and Evasion Mastery here to prevent bleeding, with the helm having higher armor. Not a lot of people do it, but I find bleeding being one of the more awful things for most builds, and just being able to avoid that has been nice in conjunction with the Corrupted Blood immunity. It's just one of those things I don't have to worry about now, so I'm basically fighting against poisons primarily and ignites, and with 700 regen, neither of them really impact me in any noticeable way, so that works out pretty well. I've been doing a little bit of delve as well, just enjoying it, and why I've gone to the Nico side. Nothing too deep, like 150 to 200 depth so far, but working my way down and doing pretty happy things with that. So again, only up to 4,000 life, which is fairly low, but again on the defense side, I think it makes up for it a lot, especially with the regen. So if you have any questions, please